What is going on, everyone?
We are back with a second video tonight.
Yes.
It is our screenshot breakdown. Now, there's not a whole lot to go over in this. However, there are 13 or 14 images that we do have to see.
We got it from the press release.
We're going to go through them and kind of break them down.
Yes. The first image that we have here is the village, also the castle in the background. So this looks like where the majority of the game is taking place right here.
For sure.
Very beautiful. It looks very snowy. Pretty. All mountains and dead trees and very gothic. It just looks incredible. This is definitely, all of these images and the developer's message and the trailer we've seen combined, really shows what they're doing to push the RE engine for next gen. And I think it's definitely impressed me so far.
Looks like the best RE engine.
This is like wallpaper material right here. This looks fucking great.
So we see the castle in the distance, and we see the village underneath.
The castle seems to overlook the village. Just
I really like
RE4.
That. Yeah, I really like that. I think it's even more prominent than the one in RE4, because the one in RE4 you don't really see the castle until you get there.
You don't.
You never see like the looming presence of it, but in this one, it's like you're down here and then you're up there. It's very Dark Souls in design.
Yeah.
Very, very, very Dark Souls in
very
design.
Gothic.
You've got like the village underneath, and then the surrounding forest, and then after the forest, you have like the thing, and there's the bell tower too.
Right.
The bell tower down there towards the bottom right. You see the little point up there.
This is a good way to also showcase the draw distance between like how far these consoles can actually show you from a distance. Like
this might be him looking.
Right. Just off a hillside. Yeah, like it definitely looks like something that could be in game, because again, the RE engine, it's definitely blossomed into something that they can base all their games off of, and it just looks incredible. And I'm all for this setting and what we're able to get out of it, because something refreshing, just something new. RE7, in my opinion, I just thought it was always a little bland for the setting.
I thought so too.
So
and everything looked like not good.
Right. They're still getting their footing.
I think it also had to do with, well, one, the engine was new, and two, they were trying to make it so it would be VR compatible.
Yeah, so they wanted it in a set location, in a house, and isolated and stuff like that.
For sure. So our second screenshot that we have here is we actually have good old Christopher Redfield.
Chris Redfield, looking
older, looking like a hitman. He's got like a nice little I guess it's like a trench coat.
It looks more of like a villainous trench coat. It kind of sets him up.
He kind of looks like Glenn Ares.
Yeah,
from Vendetta.
He does. Big fan of this design. Huge fan of this design, actually, because it looks more like him. Like this looks like RE5 Chris just lived in. RE6 Chris Vendetta. Like this just looks like an older version of the Chris that we know. And I definitely, to what you were saying earlier in our other videos, though, they 100% heard the backlash of the design in 7, and they were just like, what the fuck? This isn't Chris Redfield. So they gave him another design that looks similar to his older one, but this time he's taking more of a villain approach.
For sure. And he even looks like he's drawn in a more villainous light.
To be honest, this is one of my favorite Chris Redfield designs, in my opinion. I like this look. I like this weathered, lived-in Chris Redfield that all the fans have lived with for so long. Now we see him in this condition. So I just think that this really sets up, and seeing what he does in the trailer, how he takes out Mia, really sets the bar for like how he's going to be in this game.
This is moments before he puts some bullets into her.
Right, as Ethan's on the ground, so he's staring into Ethan as he wonders why the fuck he just did what he's about to do. So
it's crazy.
Big fan of it. Here you go.
Next up, we have like the Wolfmen.
Yes, with the drawn-on chest hairs. No, I'm kidding.
Yes. Well, it's definitely like some blurriness going on right there, but
some depth of field shit going on.
Yeah, some jagged teeth. We've seen this in the trailer. He's roaring. He looks pretty basic, but he looks good. He looks basic good.
This looks like more like the normal enemy types you might run into during the game, like your zombies that you would run into. Definitely looks more wolf-like with the hair and the long hair. It's very rugged looking. We did see in the trailer that these enemies also wield weapons like axes and knives and stuff like that. So you know, these definitely aren't going to be creatures that are just going to. Now it looked like from the trailer when he was looking out the cabin, they run a lot. So maybe they might run at you or charge or try to slice you with their claws, like the ones that don't have weapons. Like this looks like a guy that doesn't have a weapon, but he might claw your face off if you don't attack him in time.
And there are ones that have weapons. We saw that.
Yeah, you saw the silhouettes
trailer.
on top of the roof and everything.
Yep.
So very RE4 vibe again. With the weapons and stuff like that. But I'm a fan of this enemy design.
Me too.
Because this is pretty plausible. Like, this isn't the Wolfman, you know, from the Universal Monsters. Like, that's not who he looks like. This looks like it's trying to make it more like Virus or, you know, kind of more RE-oriented. It's not too far-fetched.
For sure.
For what some people were concerned about.
Yeah, it's not going to go snouting and...
No.
You know, nothing like that. No tails.
No.
Well, maybe tails.
Maybe the thing that grabbed the old man out of the fucking village or the cabin, they might mutate further. So that we'll see. Little handgun shot
nice
of the
little shot of the handgun here.
What was it called?
We actually recorded these out of order.
Yeah, we already recorded what it was called.
It was called the
something.
I don't remember. If it's a 4-letter word, I think.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, it is what it is.
The killer. No.
Yeah, it's not. It looks to be like some sort of just basic handgun.
Yeah,
nothing really exciting in the screenshot. This is part of the
same thing we saw in the
developers
note.
And in the regular trailer.
Yeah, just a normal trailer.
Regular trailer. He had the handgun, which is pretty cool. Moving on here, we got the board. We talked a little bit about this in the trailer breakdown. We've got a mermaid on the bottom. Horse, seems to be the moon and sun up top, and then we're speculating that over on the left is either a lion head or a goat head.
Yeah, something that solves this puzzle or something,
yeah,
or
we're
maybe.
Not sure.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it though, you see, because like it had like I'm trying to see like what the shape of every like what it makes, like what's in between. Like you see like the logos like in between. Yeah. I can't really make out what that is.
They look like they're the same.
They look like they're the same.
But it looks like those 4 things that are in there were socketed in there. So
right.
They're probably key items you have to bring here.
And of course, you know, an umbrella logo is always around to kind of bring this
for sure
back,
bring it full circle.
Bring it full circle. Bring it back to what it was.
As it said, it's the end of his story. This is where we think it's talking about Chris Redfield.
The end of his story, right?
The end of Chris's arc.
Yeah. Yeah, this is you know, at least with this though, we can confirm, or at least we can assume they confirm, but more puzzles in the game.
Yes.
I'm a fan of that.
Me too.
Always a fan of more puzzles. I never wanted them to take more puzzles away, and I understand why like casual people might not like the flow of it if this is trying to be more of like an action-oriented horror game like they said in the developer's note, but still, adding more puzzles back into the game, even if it's as light as RE7, if not a little bit more, I'll be happy with that.
For sure.
I just want to see them come back.
100%.
So it looks like that from the screenshots. The important logo.
One. Yeah, so this is a huge thing here.
They said they debated whether or not they even wanted to show this
in the developers
because it's very important.
Yeah, for sure.
You got the dead fetus or a fetus that looks like it's like mutated, and it looks like there's wings.
It's a lot of symbolism here.
A lot of symbolism. It looks like it's in some kind of nest, and it looks like it's also hung above a what looks like to be a couple bones that are tied underneath it. If you look there, we don't know what's exactly like directly underneath it in the screenshot, but we can assume
maybe
that
some type of gate.
This is going to be like the insignia. I feel like this is going to be like the insignia in RE4. You're going to see it everywhere. Like they made it seem like this was super.
It's very
fucking
symbolic.
important.
It's got the fetus inside the circle or the halo, and then it's got the 4 wings coming out of it with the branches that kind of like symbolize maybe like a nest of some sort. Maybe the fetus is representing Ethan's child and Mia's child, and you know we speculated in the other videos that we were putting up today that maybe it's a sacrifice.
Yeah, maybe it's about a sacrifice about Ethan's kid. You know, we see Emily, this character Emily, who's looking for a father in this game, holding a baby. Yeah. How does she get a baby or Ethan's baby if that is the baby that we're thinking of? We don't know. But we can only imagine that they might use it as like a sacrificial piece of this cultural revolution that they're trying to have.
Yeah, whatever their goal,
is. Yeah, because we don't know yet. They're keeping a lot of stuff vague, and obviously they said we're gonna see more at the end of the summer. We don't know how much more. They might try to keep a lot of this stuff under wraps until we get more closer and closer to release date.
For sure.
Yeah.
Next up, we got my favorite screenshot.
Yeah,
I absolutely love this picture.
It's so detailed and it's rich and it's nice. I like
this picture. Just 100%. To me, of everything, which I know that's not the point of this video, but this picture just, it like screams Dark Souls.
Right.
Like this whole thing is just so gothic, and I love it. You've got the people impaled on pikes over there. It's literally spears.
Yeah.
This
All the
looks
hands
like it
coming
could
out of the
possibly
wall.
be like the war between heaven and hell. There's so many things that could
Yeah,
happen.
yeah.
That could be happening here.
That's a really cool looking fucking door, which looks like you got to put 2 pieces.
It's a really weird fucking door.
It's a really weird fucking door.
It's a really weird fucking door.
Shout out to Jeff.
Yeah, shout out to Jeff.
This is the entrance to the castle.
It looks to be, yep.
Yeah,
it looks like, as we've talked about, and if you're watching this video after you're watching our trailer breakdown, we've went very intensively into this door and talked a long time about it. So we're not going to talk about too much right now, but it's crazy, man.
Yeah, no, it looks awesome. I mean, the design. I mean, props to everyone who worked on this thing and designed it and looked like they really took the time and attention to detail, more so than like the Bakers, where it kind of got old fast. This looks like it's going to offer us so much of a variety of design work. And again, because there's no limitations, there's no technical limitations anymore. Well, there's always technical limitations with consoles, but there's less of a shackle around some of these artists and some of these developers, because now they get to develop with this next gen, and I'm really happy RE is kicking off with the next gen. Like, I'm happy this wasn't a couple years ago and we got a lackluster game of RE8 that couldn't really achieve the technical achievements they wanted to. I'm happy we're getting it now on the new consoles. Definitely, they always take their time between games, so it doesn't surprise me they wanted to make the attention to detail so good.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I really love this door, man.
Yeah.
I can't wait. This is probably my favorite door, and I haven't even played the game yet.
All right, so this looks like it's another part of the game that we did see a little bit in the developer's gameplay of the character Ethan on the top part of it, showing off the chandelier.
For sure.
Looks like another place in the game that we're going to be running through, but we also
the
saw
main hall.
It looks like a main hall.
Looks like a main hall.
We saw some lions on the doors.
Yeah, walking in the gameplay.
Yeah, you
footage.
got the knight in the armor standing around, whether or not that symbolizes anything or not. Very Victorian, like you said. The women we saw in the trailer,
for sure,
look like that. This is where you run into them.
100%. Yeah, because they're standing up there, I think, in one of the videos.
Right. Yeah.
Talking over, or in the trailer, I forget. We've seen so much information in the last hour.
Yeah, literally.
But yeah, I mean, it's crazy, man. Like, I just love the aesthetic. I don't really have much to say because we've already talked about this in the other 2 videos we recorded.
Right.
Chandelier's 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
Chandelier.
showcasing more of the beautiful RE engine.
Again, this is nothing new. We talked about this in our trailer breakdown.
Yep.
That's the fetus in the circle.
The fetus again.
Yeah, it's everywhere. Written in this runic circle here.
Looks like it was hidden under a rug or something. Something someone didn't want to see, and it was moved.
Or everything's disheveled. We're not really sure, obviously.
Yeah,
but
we don't know where this
like
is.
Crazy,
looks like it's in some kind of cabin, judging from the floorboards and shit.
Yeah,
so.
definitely.
More of the cabin that it looks like you start the game in here, or at least this is where Ethan,
the old guy, gets grabbed. It looks like, yeah, and this was the opening shot when they were talking and whispering.
And where Ethan has the handgun and the old man has the shotgun.
The wolf man runs by there.
Yeah, the old man goes to reload and then he immediately gets grabbed.
For sure. It's crazy, man. Looks good.
Looks good. Lots of detail on the wall and great attention to detail. Best looking RE engine so far. It looks like this is from the other side.
It's a different, like, that's the cloth there.
It looks like from a bedroom.
Maybe it's a different room.
Big chunk of the wall.
Yeah, because look, it's see that blanket?
Yeah.
On the ground.
Oh,
so
yeah.
This is all probably from the same house.
Right.
Is what it is. Yeah, and it's got like the grapevines and stuff.
Chunk out of the wall and everything.
Next up, we have a shot of outside. Yeah, we were talking about this a little bit in the trailer breakdown.
Whoever that guy is that we assume that is Emily's father, we're out in this field with the scarecrows and everything before going behind those doors that you see digging.
Yeah.
So this probably plays another significant role, because I know that Emily seems to be another character that will be kind of supporting Ethan, kind of like how Zoe was, I guess, but hopefully better than Zoe.
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, Zoe kind of feels like, which we'll get into this later, as Resident Evil 7. I mean, 2 and 3 obviously came out after 7, but 2 and 3 are in their own like league. It's like a different kind of thing because they're remakes or
they're basing it off of material before.
But 7 was the last mainline title in the game, right? So a lot of this feels like 7 didn't really matter, because like obviously if Mia is here, then there's a whole canon ending to 7, or a whole non-canon ending to 7, which why would they put that in the game? Because I thought they were done that after 3. I mean 1.
Right.
I don't know, just something to think about. It kind of feels like they offered you a choice that doesn't make sense now, because just like the whole Resident Evil 1 thing where you don't ever see all 4 of them escape. It's just weird.
And there you go.
Here's the screenshot, of the
entrance.
There's the door.
Entrance to the leadway to the castle.
Yeah, so it looks like this is
graveyard?
in the graveyard.
Yeah.
Which it looks like, we did talk about that on the trailer breakdown. It kind of looks like this is the graveyard at the edge of the village, which leads into the path that leads up to the castle, which presumably is where the chandelier main hall room is, where people are waiting. So that's pretty interesting.
Everything's good with the I think, you know, if you're gonna have, you know, repeating area or repeating stuff that you've seen before, like a castle, right? I think they're going to look at it as, look, you're not gonna get the same castle like in RE4. You're gonna get something that is, you know, new threats, new things. And, you know, because some people, you know, we saw some of that. We saw some people say, like, hey, you know, it might be too stale. Like, if they do it again, it might be. But look, it looks like with this, like, it's going to be way bigger and better than some of the environments in RE4, because, again, you have that technical, you don't have that boundary, right? So, like, now they can do whatever the fuck they want.
For sure.
Like, even just looking at this, like, fucked up tree in the front, like, it's all grown and shit. Like,
it's all, like,
little
crazy
things like that. Like, I can't imagine what the inside of that fucking castle looks like.
Oh, yeah.
And if that, maybe the screenshot before was maybe inside a part of a castle, but I mean, dude, it's probably going to look even more gothic and fucked up from what we've seen, and you'll probably even like it even more because you'll see more shit that you're a fan of
that
too,
I like.
art style wise, right?
Sure.
And I could definitely back you up with that. It's definitely a great. It's just it's so refreshing, man.
It is.
It really is. Like, I feel so relieved that we're not seeing stuff that looks bland and boring and like not tasteful. Like, this looks like they actually wanted to try something new, and they had a direction with it.
One of the counterpoints I would bring up, just to kind of talk a little bit about it here,
sure,
while we have some time, because this is we're nearing, like, this is the last screenshot. One of the things I would like to mention is, like, if this was what 7 was instead of 7 being 7, do you think we would have disliked this game as much as we disliked 7? Like, aesthetically, because I can tell you aesthetically, no, absolutely not.
Yeah, no, I don't
like,
think
if
so.
this was the beginning of the Ethan Mia thing, and then
I would have been all in.
I would have been all in, bro. And we haven't seen any of it yet, so obviously that's subject to change.
We haven't played it either.
Yeah, we haven't played it. I'm
just a bigger fan than what they did.
Me too.
With
I'm
this.
looking forward to this. Take it outside the country. I don't want to see Louisiana wetlands. Like, I didn't want to see any of that.
The Southern Texas Chainsaw Massacre kind of.
And I understand people love those movies. You love those movies.
I do.
Everybody loves their different types of movies, but they belong in certain franchises, and others they don't. This harkens back to Resident Evil 4 a lot in aesthetic and tone.
I definitely get RE4 vibes all around this thing,
and
without a doubt.
That might be why I like it. Because
maybe
it feels more like Resident Evil to me, because we've seen things like this in the past. This also, this whole, like, the aesthetic also feels a lot like Code Veronica. It's more dark.
You're right.
You know, like,
it has a very old
Code Veronica's
timey.
not very Victorian, but it's very dark, and there's, like,
it plays
the old
with
school
older dates
jingle box
and stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. I'm just really looking forward to it, and I'm interested to see what everybody else thinks.
Yeah.
So leave your comments in the description below, and drop a like button, please.
Yes, let us know what you think of all the stuff so far. We've got a lot of information just today alone, but we've covered everything up until this point. So, of course, you guys know we're going to keep you guys updated as more stuff happens. They did mention that they're going to show more stuff at the end of summer, but obviously we'll see if there's any other stuff that leaks or comes out in the meantime.
Yeah, and this is the key art for Chris Redfield.
I also like the gold embers that are to the
gold.
I didn't even notice that before, but it's
fire.
like, yeah, the fire.
Looks like he's camping in the winter.
They wanted to make
watching.
him. They really wanted to make him look dark, and I think by this screenshot, I'm a fan. Like, if this is the poster that's going to be like for promotional and stuff, I'm all in, because I love this. If this is the cover, then I'm all in. Like, I would love this, because I like the fact that it's like, you know, we're going to see more of Chris. That's what we wanted. And we're also going to see, hopefully, an established Ethan that we wanted.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I really hope that they at least just listen to the fans enough to where they already changed Chris's design, so that's a good sign. If they listen to the fans and give this a better story than 7, I'll be happy. I'll be happy and I'll be content. And as long as the gameplay is solid, then I don't see myself changing, my opinion. But I have high hopes. You know, I'm going to stay positive like we always do. Me and you always stay positive about this stuff. And, if we saw anything that we were about, we would have said something. But honestly, today leaves me pretty fucking excited and stoked.
Yeah. And you know what? I didn't mention this in our... we have one more video after this one that's coming out. I didn't mention it in that video because we actually recorded that video second to get rid of the videos, so we could sit here and just kind of reflect on these screenshots and talk about everything collectively. But this one's still going to come out before that one because it's a smaller little bite-sized video. Give you guys a break between the two longer ones. I didn't mention this because I didn't know it, but I did do some research, and apparently lei is the currency of Romania.
Really?
So I've been right this whole time. Because you remember, way back when I said I got a very big Romania vibe from this game. I don't know how I do it. But you guys all heard me say that multiple times, and you've heard it here first. Maybe that's why people keep saying John for Capcom Prez.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I mean, me and you both said a lot of weird shit on this
100%.
channel that has come true, so it's weird.
But that's why I keep saying people like, we know our shit.
We try to.
And we certainly weren't tipped off to know Romania.
No, we weren't.
Or anything
we
like
definitely
that.
weren't.
I mean, yeah, it'd be a pretty easy guess, but I just think it was really interesting, man. Like, thank you guys so much for watching, as always.
Yeah, thank you for watching. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thanks for all the love. And
you got one more video coming your way.
Yes, and we'll continue the road to Resident Evil Village.
Peace out.
Peace.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that like button, just like Mr. X smashed Ben, and hit subscribe for more Resident Evil content. Don't forget to join our Discord in the link down below, and you can also find us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you soon.